the Navy doesn't pay a lot of tax when it comes to joint commands. We don't send a lot of people, especially senior people, at all. We don't do that. And then when it comes to, like, say for instance, the embassy duties, in every embassy, there's some active duty members there, whether we talk Marines, Navy, whatever, a little, a little force there to kind of like repel some stuff, to defend or whatever. But I was like, man, I always wanted to do that. Like, yeah, let me get some of that for 2-3 years, wherever. And wherever it is, everywhere we have an embassy, they got people there. Imagine that, man. You in Jamaica. That's what you do. We doing. We over here, man. We in Jamaica, man. Where we at? We in Spain. You know what I'm saying? We in Egypt, chilling, South Africa, wherever. I thought that's amazing, man. You know what I'm saying? You in Japan doing that. You working at the embassy, right? And getting a little like insight of what the State Department does, and dignitaries coming in and out all the time, and working on that side of the spectrum that you never thought you would be doing. But it's a job. I remember a lot of times when we do the little packages that we need to like clear us to go to different countries on vacation and leave. You might be talking to an E5. And it's a cook E5 that got orders there. Man, how you get them orders? I don't know, Bash G, but man, that's awesome. How you there? 3 years, and they got me in a nice, safe area to live in, and I'm getting this extra money, and I'm just here. This is what I do. I help you with your little Apex number or whatever number, boom, boom, bow, and I'm done. I'm like, damn, how did I miss that? You know what I'm saying? They ain't called me on that, but yeah, so those, I tell you that those are probably the two hottest things: the Hums package and that like some joint command special program thing. Oh man, jump on that. On that, Yeah,
definitely. All right, here's a off script question. If there's one thing you can change in the Navy, what would that be?
Man, if it's just one thing, I would say a lot of times we get a lot of information and decisions are made from the top down, and I'd like to see that reverse. Okay. The final decision happening from the bottom up, even if it's based off of consensus or majority rule, right? 51% of the people want this, 75% want this, 100% want this. A lot of the final decisions are made from the top down, and from that top down might be disconnected for what's happening with the people, right? The people, what are we doing now? They might have changed the rules recently and say sailors, which they have, could put their hands in their pockets. Okay, is that really what we want right now? Like, if you ask the person, the E1, the E4 that's on the ground level, what's the one thing you want? I don't think it was, man, what I want to be able to do is put my hands in my pockets. I don't know if that's the number one pick, if that's something that they're going to get, right? And I feel like that's the one thing that can affect a lot of different things in the right way, right? Because I feel some of it, people might feel like, hey, we're allowing sailors to wear beards now. And I'm just now rocking a beard for the first time. That's going to help with retention. That's what's going to keep people in the Navy. Really, is that what the young people want? And I beg to differ. I would say is what me and you talked about again. It's working with good people. And what does that look like? That looks like a place where people belong. They feel like they belong. And I don't think that's it. You could throw these other superficial things and sprinkle these other things that are, feel good pieces, or you think that I feel like they're distractions, but that's not really changing the meter at the end. It's still, hey, I'm getting out the Navy. Because when I think about every time I was getting out, I had a disagreement, or I hated my LPO, or disagreement with my chief, man, every time I'm getting out, right? And like we said earlier, when you're working for good people, that makes all the difference, right? And and if you have people who feel they have a voice, like what I say matters, a lot of times is do what I say, man. We don't care how you feel, right? And then that's it. Okay. All right.
So with that being said, you said you gave the Navy 32 years of your life.
Yeah.
So what's on the horizon next for you?
For now, and this is hard for people, and I'll tell you this: be humble. It's when you overseas and you go to certain countries and they say, be humbles, man, tell me about yourself.
Mhm.
You might say, well, I go to this job, I'm retired, boom. And they look at you crazy. And what I would say is what they're looking for is Be Humbles likes to look at, the birds. He like the bird watch. He like take hikes up in the mountain. He goes swimming. And so for me, it's hard for people to hear me say this out loud. For right now, it's important for me to decompress. It's important for me to like just breathe, or it's important for me to have a couple days where I don't have anything to do. Long term, my heart is in doing something that means something, making a difference, and that I could feel proud of, even more proud than the service I've gave the country in the Navy. And so I know whatever it's going to be, where it's going to land, it's going to be dealing with people.